with by far the worst commentator and interviewer in the business. Actually, this is his third take.
Appreciate the kind words, Shakur. Thank you for that.
Nah, no kind words for you, brother.
Oh, okay. Well, I was being sarcastic, obviously. But
Oh, for real. I didn't know.
July 12th, we have a fight between Shakur Stevenson and William Zepeda. William Zepeda will finally be stepping in the ring with Shakur Stevenson. It's your boy, Mr. 926, a.k.a. Bushido the Dragon, a.k.a. the Black Mage, a.k.a. I could just do this all day, the two-time Demontage champion of the world.
I need y'all to get the likes up, man.
Check it out, man. Shakur Stevenson finally got this fight with William Zepeda.
He can't do nothing different. He could sit here and act like, oh, I got a plan B, plan C, plan D, blah, blah, blah. He can't do nothing different. There's one thing that he's coming to do. He's coming in there to throw as many punches as possible, overwhelm me, make me tired, and, try to bully me. And I'm not going to let that happen. So I don't believe that bullshit you talking about.
A fight that he just seemed to... Shakur Stevenson was really targeting this guy, right? William Zepeda, honestly, if Shakur Stevenson never really acknowledged the guy, if there wasn't a situation to where section buddies and forced the fight, William Zepeda would have gladly avoided Shakur Stevenson. But Shakur Stevenson kept putting the pressure on this dude to go ahead and fight him. And now Shakur Stevenson seems to believe that this fight is the fight that's going to take him to the next level. I'm not quite sure, because William Zepeda is not necessarily... I'm not quite sure how popular William Zepeda really is, right? He don't seem like he's the most popular Mexican fighter in the division, let alone in boxing. I'm not quite sure, but Shakur feels that this is a fight he needs to kind of take himself to the next level, and he also feels this is probably the best opponent that he has faced thus far. But Shakur Stevenson had media scrum. He said various things throughout, and one thing that he did mention, right, Tank Davis. Tank Davis is a fight that we want to see him partake in. We haven't seen or heard anything from Tank Davis. We're hearing rumors that the fight with Lamont Roach has been set, right? They're pretty much getting that squared away. Then we should be seeing that rematch soon. But a fight that fans really wanted to see was Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson.
I know what it is.
You mentioned not wanting to overlook Zepeda, but Turkey called in saying you got your eye on Tank. What do you think about the rumors of Tank and Jake fighting?
Man, Tank disrespectful to the sport if he choose that over fighting with me. I'm the best fighter in the sport. I've been telling him that. And he called cap on it. So if he gonna call cap and say I'm not who I say I am, come prove it.
And yeah, Jake Paul apparently is going to be having... This is what Jake Paul has said. Maybe Jake Paul is just saying this to kind of promote his fight because people probably feel that the jig is up with Jake and they're not really taking him too serious. So he got to say something to that effect. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know, but it doesn't make any sense. Jake Paul is a guy that's probably about 220, 230 pounds right now. So it don't even make sense for Tank Davis to even entertain such a fight. It's a freak show fight. It doesn't even make sense. He'll be a disgrace. Also, Benn runs into Shakur Stevenson. They had a few words, right? It wasn't nothing crazy. It was just like, I would like to challenge you, blah, blah, blah. Meet me at 154 pounds. What's up with it?
Do you really want to move up to 154 after this fight and fight Conor Benn?
Yo, I kind of said 154. I probably was stretching it. I'm stretching 154, but I'll fight him at 147. 147, me and Conor could get it in. You know it's crazy. The only reason why Conor Benn came to my mind, I'm going to be real with you. I seen him in the mall, and I'm the type of person I size people up. Okay. So I sized them up, and I'm like, yo, I could fight him. Like, I wouldn't mind fighting him. So
the mad thing was, right, is Conor Benn texted me yesterday, right, with the clip of saying about 154. Literally, within 2 minutes, Shakur texts me as well, saying, make the fight at 147. And I've got like two phones, right? I've got Conor Benn going, Shakur Stevenson going. Amazing. Listen, that's another... he should be looking to fight all over the world. He's boxed in Saudi now. He should do a big stadium show in the UK. Him against Conor Benn would be a massive fight. But he's right what he said up there. Our job is to look beyond. His job is just to focus on July 12th. But he can fight everybody. Tank, Conor Benn. I mean, like, the list is endless. But he's got to go and do the business against Zepeda.
And yeah, now Shakur Stevenson says, well, I kind of jumped the gun with the 154 pounds. 147 pounds, we can make it happen. Eddie Hearn is a promoter for both guys. Actually, that's another great stylistic matchup. The master boxer versus the brawler type guy. The guy that's going to be up in there throwing punches, just making shit happen in the ring. You know what I'm saying? He got some speed. He got some explosiveness. That fight will be interesting as well. But I think Shakur Stevenson would rather deal with guys like Tank Davis right now, guys that's close to his weight class, and then somewhere in the future fight a guy like Conor Benn if he's still around. I'm not quite sure if that fight is going to be happening this soon. Shakur Stevenson also got asked about the fight between Crawford and Canelo. Now, Shakur Stevenson for years has always said that Terrence Crawford could beat Canelo Alvarez if they was the same weight class. Yeah, he always been one of the few guys early on, along with your boy Bushido, early on that always felt that Crawford could beat Canelo. Well, check out what he had to say now.
Bud gonna cook Canelo. I think he's gonna cook him. I think, Canelo a hell of a fighter, but I think Bud just got all the tools to beat him.
You don't think the weight difference is gonna be too big of an advantage?
I think y'all make that something, in certain fights,
Boxing makes it something, not us.
like if this was like a Benavidez, he's actually a lot bigger than Bud, so that would like apply. But I feel like with Canelo, he's like physically kind of big, but like height wise, he's kind of small. So I don't think so, no.
Corey, have you got a decision established? Because Bradman and Boozy think that Bud actually might stop him.
Me and Boozy talked about that. That's crazy. Me and him got on the phone, talked about it, but I think that's possible. Like, I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but I think it's a possibility if Canelo gets to acting out of line and not understanding that Bud could crack too. So.
And he said he cooks Canelo, right? Crawford cooks Canelo. He got just too many tools for him. He just got too much going on, right? He simply just got too much going on for Canelo Alvarez. I mean, this is stuff I'm saying. I'm tired of kind of beating on his horse right now because there's no real pushback, right? They're not giving us no pushback for real. They're just not giving it to us. It's not as fun as the Spence saga was. The Spence saga, that we had a lot of pushback, and it was a fun time. But the Canelo fans don't have nothing to push back on, bro. It's crazy. But Shakur Stevenson, man, I expect him to show up in this fight. This is a fight that he's been talking about. He has been talking about. So we already know what William Zepeda is going to do. Right? I don't think it's going to be a boring fight. Now, if it's a boring fight.
For a master boxer,
Yeah.
a off night or a boring night is, I didn't get touched that much. I got my check. I kissed my family. You just didn't enjoy the show. I could have performed better. I got to do better next time. If you a guy that just go in there and brawl and just fight and you don't really know how to box, an off night for you is you sit in the emergency room. You getting stitched up. You got a concussion and you got to go through concussion protocol. Hey, 30 days. If you're still feeling something, call your doctor. Your family's in there praying you okay. That's for a guy who doesn't really know how to box. But for a master boxer like a Shakur and all the other people I just named, an off night for us is, man, I didn't perform up to my standards, but I ain't got a mark on me.
Right? Outside of a guy having an off night or whatever, if it's some type of boring fight, that's because, Zepeda just couldn't do nothing with Shakur Stevenson. And it's probably be Shakur Stevenson not letting his hands go as much as people would like, right? So hopefully for Shakur Stevenson, he lets his hands go in this fight. He makes this guy miss. He makes him pay. William Zepeda throws a lot of punches. He's an action fighter. He's a pretty exciting fighter, if I'm honest, right? He got a fan-friendly style. He comes to fight. He throws a lot of punches. It's going to be action-packed. But will he be able to land those machine gun-like punches on a defensive wizard like Shakur Stevenson? Will he be able to do this? I don't know. I'm interested in seeing it. It's a good stylistic matchup. It's an interesting stylistic matchup. But a lot of people strongly believe, a lot of people strongly feel, even guys like Benn Rodriguez, feel that Shakur is going to easily just beat this guy. And this is why they was kind of prolonging the inevitable. This is why they was stretching this thing out for as long as possible. Let William Zepeda get some momentum. Let him get some increase his profile, his resume. Let him get a little bit more popular. And then we'll probably see Shakur Stevenson somewhere down the line. But it got forced to happen a little sooner rather than later. Maybe these guys feel that right now is the right time for William Zepeda to fight a guy like Shakur Stevenson. But whatever the case, we're going to see, right? Of course, it's on the same card as Edgar Gangsta Berlanga, and Hamzim Shazi. So, yeah, it should be a pretty interesting card. It should be an interesting event. July 12th is going down. Shakur Stevenson will be returning against William Machine Gun Zepeda. Tell me what you guys think. Like, subscribe, holler at your boy. Peace out.